Hey on my ducks, it's Simon here, welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Now, originally I said I won't be doing this till Monday because I've got friends coming today, but I'm done a little bit ahead of schedule. So I thought, well, I'll take the opportunity to come on whilst I'm waiting for them to arrive. So it could be a video in two halves, but anyway, another part of me is just itching to start working with this deck, and I could, do that and then put them back in order, but I also like sharing my initial thoughts, initial responses to the cards, because even last night when we as in Cheryl and I from Oneness Emporium did our spotlight for the month, I only showed certain cards from the deck. So we're talking of Monica Badursky's The Awakening Tarot, which is an elemental approach. Now, Monica Badursky, if you're not familiar, I first was aware of her and her work back in, 2018 with the House of Shadows Oracle, which later, after the success of the Shadowlands Tarot, which was also produced by Red Feather, after that success became Shadowlands Lenormand. And then I also have her Between the Worlds Oracle, which is a deck on charm and bone casting and working with curios and things like that. So absolutely love her work. Like the Shadowlands Tarot, it comes with a comprehensive guidebook. Her guidebook for Shadowlands was fantastic, so I expect that this will be the same. And she does have everything herself. She's an author as well as an artist, so she doesn't work in collaboration, it's all her work. So it's a nice, we're kind of sticking with the yellow and black theme as well, which is very similar to Shadowlands. Just wondered if I had a copy of that to hand actually, but it would mean rummaging through drawers and things, but I'm sure you're all familiar with that deck anyway. On the side here it says the Awakening Tarot is an enchanting deck that takes you into a world of magic and whimsy. In time where we are deluged by AI art, this deck is filled with wonderful ink and watercolor illustrations that will facilitate and inspire your divination journey. This deck is a must for anyone looking to deepen their practice and manifest self-awareness while connecting with the elements. Which is great. And the artwork is very different, but I like that. I like to be challenged with artwork. The artwork is phenomenal, but it's very different if you're used to seeing people creating different versions of the RWS, for example. This really does require you to look at the image and really go deep with it and see what you get from the cards. And of course there is a book, as I said. So awaken your true self and discover your life's purpose. Inspired by earth-based spirituality, which is what I'm all about, the deck is an effective tool for divination, self-development, and accessing hidden realms. It beckons the reader to become an empowered agent of change by awakening with the teachings of earth, air, fire, water, spirit, and the elemental guides. So that's kind of talking of the minors, and then we have the majors, which is spirit, and the elemental guides are your courts. The book is filled with card insights for upright, reversed, and shadows, and keywords and thought-provoking reflection questions addressing topics such as living a magical life, elemental exercises, and living sustainably. The Awakening Tarot provides an innovative elemental approach to help experience the sacred interconnectivity of all things. Again, something I'm a huge kind of believer on, and is a major part of my spiritual practice. The cards contain 78 dreamlike ink and watercolour illustrations reminiscent of the fresh art of the 70s. And they really are quirky. They're very quirky. It's described here as dreamlike, but it's also, some of the images really are quite abstract, sometimes a little bit Dali-esque, but I love it, absolutely love it. And I know this is a deck that's going to take me to places. So then we open it up, it's beautifully presented. It's commonly assumed that tarot is exclusively a divinatory tool and that this was its original purpose. However, this is not the case. And that's by Judica Iles. The book, look at this. It's a really thick book. I think it's just short of 300 pages. 288 pages, so 12 pages off 300 pages. You get a lot of information. So you get the card. This is a court card, which is the visionary of fire, and a quote: "I am the element of fire, and I can teach you how to burn brightly." You get a description of the image, which is always important, I think, especially when the images, like I say, go in a different direction from what you might be used to with more traditional tarot. You get your keywords, and you get a message: don't watch the fire, be the fire. And then you get some advice, which is your upright meaning. You get a reversed meaning, and you get some shadow. So the shadow element of the card. And I love that because I don't read reversals, and lots of people, I know reversals aren't just the opposite of the card and not just the shadow element, etc. But I want to know what the shadow aspect is for each of the cards. So anyway, we'll look at what you get in the book. We've got some Arwins here. Look, Arwin Lynch Poe, professional joy seeker, also one of our community members. So some endorsements there. So here we've got a foreword, we have the preface, the introduction, how to use the cards themselves. Then we go through the minor arcana, which when I opened this deck was listed with the minor arcana first. This is an elemental tarot, so it's listed but I've put them in the order that I'm used to. So we have the element of earth, which is pentacles. So there's no different to how we associate the minors anyway. The element of air, swords. The element of fire is wands. The element of water is cups. I would have had a problem if they changed them around. But whenever I pull, let's just think, I don't know, the Four of Cups, I think about the fact that that's the water suit, and therefore that is about our emotions and all that stuff. The element of spirit is the major arcana, and we do have some changes to the titles here, but they're not that much of a stretch. The seeker is the fool. Well, the fool is a seeker. Manifestation is what the magician is all about. We have the sage for the high priestess, abundance for the empress. When you think of all those at her feet, all the fruit and vegetation and everything. The green being for the emperor, the seer for the hierophant. Here is the high priest, he's the seer. Intimacy of the lovers, balance of the chariot, fortitude for strength. So, there's nothing there that's too much of a stretch. And then we have living a magical and awakened life, elemental spreads, frequently asked questions, conclusion and gratitude. There's a section for you to write some notes, and then about the author and contact information. So I'm looking forward to diving in and having a read of this book. It does seem to be quite a juicy book. So the cards are a tuck box within a wider box. Some people say, is that necessary? It's probably because not everybody keeps these boxes, or if you need storage space, you've got a little deck that you can store. Book goes on a bookcase, or maybe you just want to put them in a little bag or something to take with you somewhere without a bulky box. So you've got the options and the alternatives here. The box is a nice, sturdy, magnetic, what we call a clamshell box. Really like the presentation, but you know, Red Feather really do produce good quality decks. So again, I don't think there's anything necessarily on the back that I've not already read out. I'm going to bring the camera down so we can take a look at the cards more closely. Okay, so these are the backs of the cards, which has this death, what do they call them, death head moths, or anyway, moths aren't my favourite, but at least it's not a real one. If there was a real one in the room, you'd know about it. They're a little bit narrower than a standard kind of US games NPC. They do feel a little bit smaller. Cardstock is nice. It's quite a nice thick cardstock. It does have a gloss, but not a heavy set gloss, more of a silky finish. In fact, they feel more matte than gloss, but you do get a little bit of reflection. So let's have a look at the cards. So here we have our Seeker. I just want to have a look at, and I won't obviously read the book for every card because I'll be here for all the while, but I want to give you an idea of, because it says that it, and the book is color coded, by the way, do you see here? So the purple section here is the major arcana, which is at the end. So let's take a look at what the book says. I am ready to begin my journey and learn how to become my true awakened self through careful observation and experience. And we see somebody here with a camera. We've got some, it looks like black crows, some scrolls. So, image description. Make sure that's square on for you. A seeker whose head is a camera is carrying a backpack with provisions and a messenger bag containing notes, maps and journals to document experiences. Birds perch on the camera to accompany the seeker as guides. And then the message is, you are beginning a journey filled with excitement and adventure. And then over the page, we have all this. What I didn't show with the majors, you also, as well as the shadow, get reflection questions. So a lot of information on the cards. Here we have our manifestation card, which would be our magician. Just look at the artwork. I love it. We've got each of the elements represented here. It's like it's having a light bulb moment. Some potion that's been for conjuring. Here's our sage. Look at that, right from the solar plexus. We've got the triple moon that we would often see with the key 2, which is the high priestess. Abundance of what would have been our empress card. Love the green being our emperor. Oh, I love it. The seer is brilliant. So this is key 5, which is the Hierophant, or the high priest, or the pope. Hierophant meaning high priest, but it's very pagan, which I love. But again, this knowledge, this light, these candles, the glow from within. Our lover's card is intimacy. Isn't that sweet? Just sitting on the bough of the tree there, looking out at the moon. This is the cover of the, well, one of the boxes. The main box has the Chariot card. The book has the Justice card. I was going to say Temperance then with the two. I'm not sure what that one is till we get to it for the little box. Here's our Strength card. Look how beautiful this is. This is Fortitude. We have Contemplation for our Hermit. There's that lantern look with the light shining. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Carnival at the End of the World as well. I was saying yesterday in the live that I think this would pair really well with Roots and Wings Oracle. There's a couple of cards in here that I find quite similar. Integrity is key 11, which is our Justice card. But look, the Wise Owl balancing up the two opposing sides. We have Perspective for the Hangman. I suppose you could have had it that way, but the moon indicates there that that's the upright position. We have the Moth, very Silence of the Lambs, seeing that as the Death card, which is about release, it's about letting go. Really like this Temperance card, transformation. You know, just like a snake sheds its skin, a butterfly comes from the metamorphosis from caterpillar. Got the balance here of the fire and the water. Servitude is the Devil card. I want to look at that one actually. Let's just have a look at what we get for Servitude. Be interested in hearing the card description. So, an electronic machine being with a computer for a head displays a nature scene on its screen and spews pollutants from its smoke-stacked ears. Wow. That is quite powerful, isn't it? Oh, look how beautiful the landscape is there. On my horizon, in September, it's been there since the 1960s, so my entire life on the landscape of Nottingham, no matter where you are, you see it. It's a huge power station with these chimney stacks, and it's being decommissioned in September, and next year it's being bulldozed. And I just can't imagine looking out of my window onto the landscape and not seeing it. It'll be very strange, but also very pleasing. Epiphany, which would be our Tower card. Now, the luminaries are really cute, and they're in a similar vein, as you can see here. And we've got aspiration, cycles, as in the moon cycles, and well-being for the sun, which are lovely. We have awakening for the judgment card, and for the world card or the universe card we have the cosmos, and we have this cosmic egg here with the serpent wrapped around it, but it's got a human face as well. Now, each of the aces, see if I can get these in. Actually, let's put it like that. Each of the aces have these hands. As you can see here, move a bit. And you can see from right across the image, but at the base we've got this water, fire, the roots of the tree for the earth, the clouds here for the air. But then, you know, we see from these fingers as well, the tree growing up from the roots here, the flames making its way up from the clouds, it's forming the weather. It's just really, really beautiful. Very clever for the aces. So there won't be any aces now in the deck. Don't think there's any missing cards. So we have our 2 of water, 3 of water. Again, kind of disbanding any sort of prior, well, no, not necessarily disbanding, but you know, it takes a different direction really with the images. Love this. Look at that. The broken cups, but also crumbling away herself. The 6 of water. 6 of cups is often seen as like the childhood nostalgia card, isn't it? And then you look here, we've got sandcastles, we've got a little spade and bucket. 7. Lots of creatures from the ocean. Love this. Look at that for an image. 9. I just think this artwork is incredible. 10. And then for our, how did they refer to them? They didn't refer to them as quartz, did they? Can't remember now how they were referred to, but I think it was the elemental guides. So for our court cards, so we have the initiate of water, the voyager of water, the artist of water, and here we have the visionary of water. I love how they're made up of elements of the ocean. We have 2 of fire, 3 of fire, 'Love that image. 4 fire, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we have the initiate, the voyager, the artist. This time the artist is a potter, putting pots into the kiln, as you'd imagine, with fire, and the visionary. And then we go into our earth suit. I love the images, in particular in the earth suit, from the ones I've seen. Look at this. This is our card of the week in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. Not that actual card, but the 3 of Pentacles. 4 of Earth. Love this, look at this. But again, if you think of the traditional RWS and the Five of Pentacles, you know, that outside, you see two people that are life battered in some way, and they're walking past in the cold weather, a glowing building with a window, which kind of depicts a church. But being on the outside, and here you've got somebody looking in at this beautiful world that's protected by this glass dome. Six. Love this. 7. Again, we have a potter on a potter's wheel here. Look at the bowls on his head. Oh, this is a beautiful image. Look at that. Look at the crystal crown. Love it. As is the 10. See, there's some really fantastic images. I mean, the whole deck's fantastic in my opinion, but we have the Initiate, the Voyager. Look at that, trying to capture a picture of the stag. The Artist, looks like a sculptor. So the artists really are in keeping with their elements as well. And the Visionary. And then we have our air suit. So the 2 of air. The 3, we do have the heart. Look at this hole as well. The 4. Five. Wonder what those signatures are. Some mathematical equations here. I mean, it's the air suit, so it's about the brain, the intellect, and everything else. The 8 of air. If you think of the 8 of swords, you know, that person that's trapped or feeling imprisoned. Oh, beautiful wings, look. 9 of air. That's the image from the small box. 10 of air. Then we have the Initiate, the Voyager, music, of course, Artist, and the Visionary. So that is The Awakening Tarot by Monica Budersky. Love her work. I've not come across anything yet that she's produced that I've just not had such a deep resonance with. It's just been incredible working with her images and reading her words. Yeah, long may she continue creating beautiful decks for us. Let me know your thoughts. I know this is quite new out. In the UK, I think it's out next week. Cheryl at Oneness Emporium obviously has these in stock because she sent this to me. If you do buy from Cheryl at the Oneness Emporium, and description will have of this video will have the link to the shop. If you use the code HERMITS10, you will get 10% off anything in the shop other than something that's already on sale. But yeah, and that's just a kind gift that Cheryl's giving back to the community. So do make use of that as well. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste, and blessed be.